We
Yay!
go.
What is up, everybody? What is up, New
Is it
Wave?
97.99? Cool.
What's up, New Wave? Welcome to this webinar. We're so excited that you come hang out with us last Tuesday of the month. The four of us, we really look forward to this, and every time we can come hang out with you, the fact that you guys would come spend an hour with us, this thing is growing, this thing is building, that you all want to be big fish, that fires us up. So we're doing things different. You guys notice we switched programs a little bit behind the scenes. The title of this Power Talk was how to be a big fish even if you're still a minnow. And we got big fish dreams. We got big fish actions. We put this together, but a lot of us, we're still minnows acting like big fish. And some of the ways that we're able to pull this off is, getting free trials. We had a free trial with Zoom. But these webinars, especially with the room, we got hundreds of people, they're like, 380 a month, so the four of us, that was a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. None of us make any money off of this. We all just want to we come to help you. So we're trying some new software, find out which one we like the best before we get something that we're going to stick with and roll with. But we found that the chat in this webinar isn't nearly as good as it was in Zoom. So we're going to open it up, and we're going to have kind of a join the conversation in our Facebook group. So if you guys could head over to facebook.com/groups/New Wave Power Talks. And we got a thread there where you can, Christina's got to throw that on, New Wave Power Talks. So if you just search there, there's a community called the New Wave Community. And if you're not in there yet, that place is so cool because that's like a New Wave Power Talk every single day with a whole bunch of people. People come in, they're sharing their best stuff. People are making their own tutorials, sharing them with the group. You guys got to get in there, and right now that's kind of where the party it is. So you guys see the four of us on screen, but there's literally hundreds of people in that community making everybody better, which is the coolest thing ever. So join that, go to the Facebook group, say hi to there. It's cool that you guys can watch and then follow along too. This talk we're going to hashtag brainwave, so if something makes your mind explode, you start thinking like a big fish in a way that you haven't ever thought of one, I want you to hashtag brainwave, or hey, that was a brainwave. We all stole that from Eureka, but she's the original brainwave. The four of us, when we talk, she's like, oh, I had this huge brainwave, and all of us kind of vibe back and forth into something that makes us all better. Making us all better, that's what being a big fish is, y'all. It doesn't matter how much you are in this business. The four of us, we found each other because we wanted to think and act bigger than where we are currently in our business. This was born out of a team call where two people showed up, Christine and I. And we're said, hey, how can we do something big? How can we, because our content is good. Like maybe we don't have the audience. Maybe we don't have the six-figure income yet. Maybe we don't have the social media following with 10,000 people. But you know what? We have good ideas. I feel like our content is quality. Let's start acting like a big fish. Let's see what we could throw together. And we found some of the other fish that we love swimming with. We recruited Dawn. We recruited Eureka. Honestly, we recruited some other people too. Some people didn't say yes, but the four of us, we did say yes. We're committed to each other. We're doing some amazing things with this group, and you guys are part of this legacy. You guys did not show up here to see a 15-star diamond talk. You guys showed up here to see the New Wave talk, and that's a cool thing because if we're coaches that are less than a year, coaches that started out, Emerald, Dawn just graduated to Diamond. If someone like us could have this level of influence, it could make this big of impact over people's businesses. People like you could do it too. So New Wave was formed just from a big idea because we're starting to think like a big fish, and like New Wave, like what we always do is whenever we get an idea, whenever we figure something out, whenever we find something that works, we give it away for free because we want to make all of you better too. And in doing so, all of our businesses have taken off. I can't wait for you guys to see what we have. I feel blessed because when we come up with these talks, when I start to hear what Christine's going to talk about, what Don's going to talk about, what Eureka talks about, all their brainwaves, I'm like, wow. wow, like, it's like I get a sneak peek of all of that stuff. And tonight's call is amazing, y'all. I can't wait for you to see. So get excited, join that community chat, say hi, let people know that you're there, that you're listening, that you're ready to have some brain waves, ready to start thinking like some big fish. I'm going to kick it off to Dawn. She's going to talk about attitude. She's like one of the biggest fish I know, and I'm just going to let her take it over, I guess.
Okay. I got to minimize all these things happening on my screen. Okay. Hey, out there, New Wave community. So hopefully you guys have all gotten in the chat right now and you can figure out where we're at. Hearing that my screen is a little bit spotty. I might perhaps be in the way of a storm. I have no idea. So hopefully this all comes out clear for you. All right, so we're talking about this big fish stuff, and I want to start off by saying that our thoughts and our word power. And if you don't know that, you need to start figuring that out. Scripturally, we hear, it's all over Scripture, and if you're not scriptural, that's okay. Trust me, it's all over Scripture. Thoughts and words matter. Psychologically, we know this. I mean, sports psychologists make a killing on this idea that, what we think, what we say is going to impact what we're able to do. Yes, you need to have a skill set, but you can have all of the skills to sink a putt in golf. But if you can't envision yourself actually sinking that putt and actually doing it, your chances of getting it in, even with all the skill in the world, is going to be greatly diminished. On the flip side, if you have all the belief in the world but no skill set, I mean, you might get lucky, it might get in, but you're going to be as great. So we kind of need all of that combining together. And guys, this is why all these elite coaches, all of these, millionaire club coaches, these 15-star diamonds, why they tell us we need vision boards. And I don't know about you, but I always cringe when I'm in a group and I'm told we need to make a vision and a dream board. And I totally fluff it off. I found a cool app that you can make a really neat one, but I didn't invest the time and energy that I needed to until now. And my Battle Buddy success partner doesn't know, but that's our assignment this week, is we're making our vision boards, and then we're going to put them in the New Wave community so everybody sees that we did our homework. Because, guys, those people are so successful because they put it out there, and they see it, and they envision it, and they look at it every single day. And if you can't see yourself getting somewhere, you're just not going to get there. So they're so important. And if you were like me and you looked at it like an arts and crafts project and just something cheap, it's not. It's important. Our thoughts matter. I don't know how many of you guys have read The School of Greatness or listened to Lewis Howes. He's amazing. I listened to him on a podcast. I'm not going to lie. I'm only about halfway through the book because I got 15 other things happening at once. But he dreamt of becoming a New York Times bestseller. And I just distinctly remember him saying how even before he wrote a page of the book, he kept seeing himself as this New York Times bestseller. And every time he walked by a Barnes & Nobles or a Borders, he would walk into the store and he would picture his book front and center right in the store. And he would go in and celebrate. He was celebrating the success of his book that he hadn't even started writing. He started seeing it and thinking it. And guys, I was it's sad that I realized it's 2016. So this literally was 20 years ago. I was a high school athlete. For me, I can relate sports imagery better. So if that works for you, hopefully this will make a little bit of sense. But when I was in high school, I believed that our basketball team my senior year, I believed with every ounce of my being we were going to win. We couldn't lose. I was the bomb in my mind. I made everybody believe I was the bomb. I backed it up. But my friend and I, everything that we did all year was we absolutely, totally, 100% believed we were going to win. Now, in our area, it was a big gold ball was the trophy that you won. So everything we did all year, we kept envisioning that ball. When you watch all of the big sporting events and they win, you just picture them carrying off the trophy. I pictured it all the time. I was one of those freaks that would smell the basketball. I slept with it next to my bed because I just kept dreaming it and envisioning it. And my friend and I had the same dream and the same vision, and we worked our butts off. We had a private coach. We worked out together all summer. We got to the court, and we had our whole team buying into we were gonna win. We weren't gonna be stopped. And when things got hard, it was easy to point to the gold ball and I'll never forget, I was nearly throwing up, doing extra running because I got in trouble, and I'm running and just somebody yelled out gold ball because it's what it was about. And I want to take this a little bit further. my teammates, my sister was even one of them, they didn't see the same vision that my friend and I saw. Like, they couldn't see it and understand how important it was. They couldn't understand what it looked like. However, they totally believed and bought into my friend and I. They totally believed in us and what we believed in. So even though they couldn't see the vision right away, they couldn't see us getting there, they knew that if they clung on with us and that they followed us, we were going to get there. And so, guys, like, think about that with your teams. Like, you might have that vision, and no matter how you try to translate it, like, it just doesn't make sense to your teams yet. Make them buy in and believe in you until they get to the point that they can see it. The closer we got to it, the more they were like, oh my gosh, we could totally do this. And I'm like, duh. But anyway, so it was so important to envision it. Guys, I was such a dork. Like, if any of you have watched any of my epic battles with Christine, you see that I juggle. I juggle all sorts of things. Because I was such a dork, I didn't have a lot of friends, so I taught myself to juggle, and I hung out by myself. But anyway, so I literally watched Hoosiers every single night for 3 weeks leading up to our state championship, like every single night, because it was the underdog story, and I just pictured us winning. So anyway, but it didn't happen because I dreamt it. It happened because I dreamt it, I saw it, but then I did the work to back it up. And I got people to buy into it and got people to believe in that vision. So, guys, it's so important to be able to see it first, but then take the action steps. So, like, how does this relate to Beachbody? Because I'm just a babbler. It totally translates, because once you decide to go all in, like, I decided to go all in, and I started just watching and following what those big people were doing, those people that were in the Millionaire Club. I didn't even know what it meant. Like, I didn't understand, but I was like, millionaire sounds pretty good. I want that. And so then I started looking at, okay, well, what are they doing? Like, I need a new computer. Like, what kind of computer do they use? You know, and so I started, like, following these people. And so my first big girl, big coach decision when I'm going all in was to invest in myself. And I went out and I bought the biggest, best computer I could for me. And for me, it wasn't a huge financial hardship. You know, I had the funds, but I'm like the biggest cheapskate in the world. And I like to skate by with like the $200 Walmart computer when I can get away with it. Like, that's what I literally bought about 6 months before. And I was like, no, like, this isn't going to cut it. Like, this is good for me now, but I want something that I can grow with. Like, I have this vision, but what I have right now isn't going to get me there. So I went out, and I remember going to Best Buy, and I remember talking to the clueless girl there who just, I mean, you got to love that she was trying to sell me less, but she kept saying, what do you need this for? What are you going to use this computer for? And I'm like, I have no idea, but I need to be able to do whatever the millionaires are doing. And so she just kind of looked at me like I was crazy, because I was, but because I had this vision and that's what I wanted. So I was like, listen, I know I'm going to need to do videos, some webinars. I'm going to have to do some stuff. Just give me the best one so that I can grow with it. I wanted to be able to grow. Having the tools is so helpful. So, guys, I went out, and then I was like, okay, what else am I going to need that I can grow with? I went out and I got myself a Who Knows a Guy fitness website. If that website's not for you, that's fine, but find something that works for you. And I'm not saying you have to go get a website, but for me, I looked at the website and said, I need something that I can grow with. I don't know what I'm going to need to do with it. I don't know the cool stuff I'm going to have to do, but I know I need something that I can grow with, that I don't want to have to go back and start over. So I found the site. It worked. Like, I was, again, investing in me. I knew that just getting a website, guys, just getting a website is not going to get you sales. Just getting a website is not going to make you a big fish. But having the right tools can help you see bigger, dream bigger, and grow into a big fish. So I got the tools, and then I said, okay, what are these top coaches doing? Obviously, the 3, now 4 vital behaviors. They were doing those consistently. Got to be consistent. They started blogging. Guys, I started blogging my little heart out. I literally had about maybe 3 people that would consistently click on my blog. I don't know if they read it. I know they clicked on it. And I know that I only had 3 people because the analytics showed me that I only had about 3 people. But guys, I still, like, the important part was I wrote that blog, like, every time I did it, I wrote it as though there were thousands of people following me. And then if I didn't show up to write my blog on the days that I said I was going to write my blog, it was going to be disappointing to somebody, that somebody out there was waiting to just read what I had to say. And granted, it was usually Andy and my mom and occasionally my sister. But still, like, it was important to do. And the reason I say that is, I wanted to think like a big fish. You have to act like you have a following, and you have to do the behaviors as though you have that big following. So I blogged the heck out of life. I made sure I was consistent. The few things I could control in my world, I did, because guess what, guys? the bigger you get, the more work you're going to have to do. And if I could focus on the behaviors early, I mean, Melanie Mitro in her, I believe it was her last call, she said, like, no matter what, non-negotiable, she got up, she did X, Y, Z every single day, you know, before she turned on her notifications on the computer, so that it became habit. Now it's a habit. As things started getting added on her plate, it wasn't so overwhelming. Just think, if you got in the habit of doing these vital behaviors like we're supposed to every day, now as you have a team and you add a team call in, it's not as overwhelming because you already have that consistency. The other thing was, I wrote as though 2,000 people were reading it, but guys, even if one person was reading it, that one person mattered. We know every single person matters. Everything you do in this business, you have to do it as though you're reaching everybody, but that if that one person reads it, if just one person took something away, it made a difference. So absolutely, it did not waste my time. It taught me consistency. It taught me to do the right behaviors. And guess what, guys? I now have a whole bunch of content that I can recycle over and over again. But it's the habits and the behaviors that we do. You have the vision, then you got to start the habits and start the behaviors. A big key to my mind shift, a big key, like, okay, so we're saying you've got to think like a big fish. Like, how do you do that? How do you start? You're going to get a bunch of freemiums, and there's some great stuff in those freemiums today. For me, those of you that are in the community, like, unapologetically, like, my faith is very important. You know, and Christine and I pulled together a whole bunch of the scripture that affected our personal mind shift. You know, the scriptures that I would read when I would start doubting myself. You know, the scriptures that are like, dude, you're a winner. You know, you're the daughter of a king. Hello, I don't know about you, but like a princess, like, that's pretty special. So as you start to get your mindset, I think we need to make sure that we take that clip and post that on Facebook just like that. Okay, sorry. So as we do that, guys, like, that was key in my mind shift. And then the professional development, the personal development, we listed for you guys. You're gonna get a copy of, like, those key pieces of personal development that were like those light bulbs for us. And so, but again, like, for me, scripture was huge in that mind shift. So, okay, I just dabbled and talked a whole lot because those of you that know me, I'm drinking a little glow juice. But my big summary, guys, you got to think it. Okay, so one, think it, envision it, believe it, take action steps towards it, and don't stop until you reach it, guys. Those are, in a nutshell, my big ramblies to thinking like a big fish. So I'm going to turn it over to Andy, because Andy, he's like the thought guy. He's the guy that actually, like, put this mastermind together. And he thinks and envisions like a big fish a little bit different, and his way of doing it is through stories. So get ready to get your socks knocked off. All right, because Andy's going to take it away.
So you guys, if you guys haven't read Dawn's blog, you totally should. And even back before New Wave even existed, when she had an audience of 2 or 3, you know, part of her audience was me, you know, and I was watching Dawn. Dawn was somebody I respected because I took a training with her. I saw how her work ethic, and because of her work ethic, when she wrote a blog, I was like, how is Dawn doing what she's doing? Because I really respected her and what she put out. And so maybe she only had 2 or 3 people, but because she caught my attention, when I would read her blog, you know, I remembered her when Christina and I got this idea, hey, let's put a mastermind together. Let's get Dawn, because Dawn is consistent as all get out. And maybe all she had was 1 person that, or 2 people that saw it, but she found, like, she caught my attention. And then when I had a big idea, something there, that got me to an invitation for her. So let's say the stuff you're putting out, you're not getting the traction that you want. Maybe you just got 2 or 3 people, but you never know when the right 2 or 3 people. And because Dawn was doing the work she was doing well before this even existed, well before her epic battles and crazy movie skills with Christine, or when she posts a picture of a goat now and she gets 60 likes or 60 comments, or I don't even know. Like, her engagement's just gone crazy since all of this because of all of you and stuff like that. But before any of that, when we were still really small fish, she was still doing the work, and that led to a big break. That led to a break of something like this happening. So if you guys are watching this, you guys are wanting to do a big fish, man, just act like Dawn. Start doing big fish things. You just need one break, the one right person seeing what you're putting out, and you'll never know when that takes you. So that's one of my tips. One of my premiums, I got a checklist for y'all. I'm like, hey, you guys do this stuff. This is a big fish checklist. So if you maybe you only can check one thing off the list that you've done, but you'll have things in front of you like, hey, I'm going to go check this list off. One of them is, putting stuff out there. I can't wait for you guys to see that. Here's the other thing too, y'all. It doesn't matter if you're a 15-star diamond. It doesn't matter if you are a millionaires club. You can act like a big fish. Okay. When I got onboarded or whatever, I was coming off of P90X where I got a great transformation. Christine's challenge group process just incredible. The way that she set that up that allowed me to thrive. Before I was even a coach, I wanted to grow my dreams. I wanted to push myself. Right now I'm wearing the P90X shirt. The only way you can get that is doing 90 days of it, y'all. So what I want you to do is, I believe when you're teaching your little school of fish, your team, that starts in the challenge group process. You need to start teaching your fish how to dream like big fish well before they're even coaches. So on the back, right, it says, I crushed it, right? Because I got to day 90, and here's the thing too, y'all. I wanted to sign up as a coach under Christine, and it didn't matter that she was a 15-star diamond. It didn't matter that she was a millionaire club. She was the biggest fish that I knew because she helped me change my life. And it didn't matter her social media following. It didn't matter anything. The fact is she helped one person, and that person was me, and made me believe in the mission so much where I wanted to become a coach. So if you're a brand new coach, you don't have a single coach yet, be that big fish for your challenger, because you change their life, man, they'll do anything for you. Like I always talk Christine up because I believe in what she's did for my life. And you guys can do that. I mean, when Christine signed me, she was an Emerald coach. And here's the other thing too, y'all. It was a stark contrast of the way kind of her leadership style, and she's the Emerald coach. She's the brand new coach, so she should have been the big fish, but she threw us in a little bit bigger pond. You guys check your office, right? You got your sponsor, you got your diamond sponsor, you got your upline star diamond. Guys, I was ready to go. I was ready to be a big fish right from the start. Sent an email to my diamond fish. I sent an email to my star diamond fish. My star diamond fish was not working the business. My diamond fish, Christine helped me throw it in our little team group. And you guys know me, like I learn, do, teach, and I get really excited about stuff. So I learn it and I start doing it. If it's working, I want to teach it. I want to throw it out there. And we didn't have a team page at all, Christine. We were kind of hanging out in the diamond page. And I was like, oh, guys, I had this thing. It's really working for me. It's like I was able to like ninja my way into this group, got some cool leads, and I was really excited to share kind of what I learned. And this is me like really early on in my coach career. And the diamond coach was like, hey, Andy, we've already talked about that. Like, I've done this training here. You could check it out here. So it was a way of saying, hey, Andy, I'm the big fish in this pond. There's only room for one big fish in this pond. And what a contrasting, right? So in that pond, there was room for one big fish, and no fish under there were allowed to get to be a big fish. And is that how you want your coaches to be? Do you want to grow a big fish? I brought this as a prop, right? So anybody ever play this, like with your kids or whatever? Maybe you played it with little kids. You got your little fishing poles, all right? I got a point with this, but right now you guys got your pond, right? This is your pond, and maybe it's empty. Maybe you have 3 coaches in there, okay? These little fish, they're really hungry. They're ready to they want to go help some change some lives. They're ready to get started. But if your pond isn't where you just drop them in there, but they don't do anything. You're like, come on, fish, go change lives. Like, you're trying to work them. But if you're a big fish, what I think would be great is if you turn it on, right, and you drop your fish in there, and then all of a sudden they start chomping, right? They start going after their big dreams, right? And if you turn this in, right, and you put some more fish in there. Oh, that's an emerald fish. Look there. Let me see if I got any diamond fish in there. Oh, I got a yellow one, right? So, and all of a sudden it's like it's working, right? You got these fish, and they're like, oh, I'm in this great team, and I'm chomping. I'm gonna get my big fish dreams. So you guys got to get there. Like maybe it's been a while. Maybe you need to like change the batteries in your little fish pond, right? So it'll go again, right? So whatever it is, um, and inspire your little fishes. And it doesn't matter, right? Like if you're a fish like this, I don't care if you're a blue whale or you're a little fish, but if you're hungry, right? If you got this, you're gonna swim upstream. I think that's what's cool too. Is like find some fish to swim with, y'all, because like I got big dreams. Christine's got big dreams. We still we feel like minnows, but we're like, you know what? I don't need that Diamond Coach Pond. Let's go make our own team. Let's go do some big things here. And our team started to grow a little bit, right? And it wasn't like, it was slow. And it's like, what if we did something big like New Wave? Let's swim. I'm ready to swim fast. Are you ready to swim fast? Let's do it. Let's pull Dawn in because she's a fast swimmer. I've seen her blogs. It's amazing stuff. Eureka, checked her out at the Diamond training. You should check out this fish. I've heard her. She's from this other pond over here, but let's see if she wants to swim with us. And we're like swimming upstream. You guys heard Eric Worry's book, like we're going to the top. That was us. We're a bunch of salmon. We're like small fish, but we're jumping upstream. We're like, oh, there's a bear. Let's swim by the bear. Okay, oh, there's a fisherman. Let's dodge him. We're going upstream. We're going to the top of the mountain, right? Come on with us, and so find some people to swim with, do that because you guys, I couldn't swim as fast by myself as I can with these girls because they're amazing, y'all. And my ideas, when I bounce them off them, they come back better ideas. They come up with ideas that maybe I can bounce back to them, and then as a group, they're just amazing. And the thing is that can happen with anybody who's watching this call right now. You guys can have big fish dreams. Guys, go to the New Wave community. Start sharing stuff because someone's going to love what you share. They're going to see the content that you're putting out and they'll be like, hey, that really helped me today. Do you want to work with me a little bit? You'll find your success partner, right? I found Dawn because she was sharing stuff, right? We didn't have a cool New Wave group, but she had awesome stuff she was sharing. I found it. We've made a group literally where you can share stuff, where you guys can find success partners, where you guys can find people to swim with, right? So go for stories, y'all. That's kind of my other thing I want to talk about is no matter what you're doing, I don't care if you're a brand new fish, like you can go for that story, right? So if for me, like I wanted to finish P90X, right? That was the story I was going for, but I was going to do it well. So not only did I finish P90X, I got my 90 days in, got my Crushed It shirt, but because I grew my dreams, I also won a Beachbody Challenge, because I got so inspired by Christine. I was working the business, took my calendar, earned a celebrity photo. I got Tony Horton to sign it, which was cool. Got to thank him personally for the results he gave. But why did that work, right? Because I went for stories, right? So I wanted to work out. I wanted to get amazing results. Why? Because if I did it, I could tell the story of how it was possible to do that in 90 days. Right? So now going forward, anybody who needs to change their life in 90 days, I'm 100% positive. I'm proof that it works. You can do it too. That's a story, right? In my first month, I wanted to see if I could earn, $500 because I needed money. What if I did? What if in $500 I earned my first, in my first month as a coach? Somebody who really needed the money. All of a sudden, I'm proof that worked. So I earned $640 my first month as a coach. Why? It's not because I did need $640, y'all. I had no money. I needed that to work. But also, I wanted the story to tell that, hey, if you guys need help, not only will getting healthy change your life, but if you work this business, it might change your family's future. You guys might be able to do something. I got the story that, I couldn't take my family to California. Right? That hurt. Now I got the story of hey, this summer I want to take them to Disney World because of this business. That's a cool story. So I want you guys, the lesson is I want you to think of what stories could you go for. And what's cool too, you guys have an opportunity if you're a brand new coach, because those are the first 2-week stories. But also if you just decide, Eureka's going to talk about deciding. You should hear what that is because she's made some decisions, y'all. They're unbelievable. And when you just decide, that can be your new starting point. And I've decided, and then from then on, this happened. So if you're ready to decide, this can happen for you too. So I'm going to kick it over to Eureka. Can't wait for you because she's one of the biggest fish I know, y'all. She's like the band that you know is going to be huge, that you still they're still playing in your local town, and she little like time out a little bit. Like Eureka will tell stories from her life, and the three of us are like, okay, so that's what life looks like for Eureka. You know, like that's like a whole different ballgame. In her paradigm, y'all, it's ridiculous. It's just a different way of view thing. And this brainwave, if you guys got hashtag brainwaves, Eureka is going to give you some brainwaves right now. So I'm going to kick it over to her. Can't wait for her to blow your minds.
Thank you, you guys, and thanks, Andy. Oh my gosh, talk about a leader, right? Andy is amazing. Like that guy, like he's just the glue. He is like, he wanted to be a thought leader. He decided on that, and who in this community does not know him to be a thought leader, right? He is incredible. I just give a major, major props for that. So I actually wanted to start out this talk saying something kind of weird, something that you probably wouldn't expect from me. But the reason why I'm going to tell you about this is because I wouldn't be surprised if this thought has gone through all of your heads. And if you're stronger than me, maybe it hasn't. But if it has, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So we're in Teen Cup month, right? We're going hard, you know, we're going after Success Club points, all of this. But I got to be honest with you. Earlier this month, like literally a couple weeks ago, I was really thinking about quitting this business. Why was I thinking about quitting? I had lost my confidence. I felt like the bottom line, there's two bottom lines. One was I really didn't think that I could ever attract the coaches that I needed to me to make this business work. And number two, if I'm really, really honest, I was thinking about quitting because it started to get hard. Like, I think I started to get a little bit hard, and then I wasn't sure, like, if I really had it in me. But first of all, it's the stupidest thing I've ever thought in my whole life, because I cannot believe that this girl was thinking that, because let me tell you, I am a master attractor, and if you're not a master attractor yet, like, let me help you, because there is nothing in general in this world that I don't think about that I can't get. Like, I really feel that way. This webinar, we weren't going to have enough space for you guys, and they were going to charge us crazy amounts of money. And I was just going to be like, and Christine was on the phone with them. I was like, no problem. I'll get on there with you. We'll fix that. I'll fix that because I believe it, and I know that I can get the people there with me. I can take them on that thought process with me, and I can just see what I want, and I can make it happen. So, to this end, who was on the Success Club call this last week? It was this author, Jen Sincero, and it was for You Are a Badass. So really early on in this book, page 12, this is something that she says. She goes, you need to go from wanting change in your life to deciding to change your life. Who in here is still wanting? Who in here is still wanting? Like, who has actually, that's who I was. I wanted the success, but I hadn't decided. I hadn't decided. Because if I had decided, those thoughts of quitting would not have entered my head. Because if I had decided, I would know, like, this is going to take a lot of hard work for a long time. But I'm going to see it through because I have decided that's the goal that I want more than anything else. So, you know, I'm going to ask you guys to get a little bit real with yourselves. Have you decided? You know, or are you still just wanting it? Okay? Here are a couple gut checks to know if you have actually decided or if you're still wanting. Number one, do you post 3 to 5 times a day on all of your social media outlets? Are you? You know, for me, I had never even heard of that until my very first National Wake Up Call, which was back on May 18th. But after I actually heard those words, and they blew me away, I was like, holy cow, you're supposed to post that much? That's crazy. You know, and but then, you know, this is a top person telling me that this is what you're supposed to do. And so I started trying to do it, right? And I got some serious pushback, and I felt so, I don't know, I felt so hurt by that pushback. Oh, sorry, this is Siri talking to me on my phone. I don't know why she was talking to me. I think she could hear my passion and she wanted to converse back with me. But anyways, so are you guys doing that? You know, are you being real and doing that every day, day in, day out? Do you plan it beforehand? How serious are you about really wanting this goal? Have you decided? So I was going back to say, so a long time ago when I first started trying to do this, I got some pushback, and that really affected me. It hurt my feelings. It was my brother who, if you saw a post that I made on my page earlier this last week, I really admire him, and it really hurt my feelings when he said that to me. And it was funny because when I started to do this again, because now I've decided and I'm doing this as a non-negotiable every single day, he gave me pushback again this week. But you know what was so funny? Like, it affected me totally different because all of a sudden I had decided. I had decided that I was going to make this work. Okay, so I'll give you another example of deciding. So when you start to make that shift in your mind, now you've decided, where all of a sudden before it was so hard to think of those posts and think of those things that will connect to people and all those things. All of a sudden when you decide, you think of things. Everything becomes available to you. That's what, because big fish have decided, they can find those answers. They can find those posts. They become really apparent to you, whereas before they weren't. So like I was saying, I just did a post this last week. It was a really casual conversation with a gal before exercise class. And in the past, that conversation would have happened and that would have been it. But instead, my mind was doing this because I had decided. So after the class, I went to go get this picture and I did this post and blah, blah, blah. That post has almost 400 likes, by far more than any I have ever gotten. But it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't decided. Okay? And if you're having trouble at all with what to post, things like that, are you speaking to someone specific? Are you speaking to an avatar? There's lots of really great trainings, and you'll see in my freemium, which is all the notes from my call, some examples, some links to some YouTubes that are just examples of ways that you can talk to that person that's really going to make the process a lot easier. But the number one thing you need to do is decide. Let me give you an example. So Andy was saying how there's some like crazy examples from my life of how, I think like a big fish and I decide sometimes. So here's one. So a few years ago, for my mom's 70th birthday, we went to the French Open, which is a big tennis tournament. There's 4 really big tennis tournaments a year. I'm a tennis player. And we want to go see our favorite tennis player play because who's Rafa Nadal, because he usually would win that tournament. And so it's a great chance to see him live, once in a lifetime thing. So we really wanted to do this. So we're at the tournament the first day that we're there, and it's the quarterfinal. And I had brought my tennis racket cover because I really wanted him to sign it. Guys, I couldn't concentrate the entire match because I was figuring out how I was going to get him to sign it. Where they went in and out of the stadium was absolutely diagonal from where I was in the stadium. If you can imagine a tennis court's a long rectangle, I'm the longest, diagonal away. But I keep thinking about it the whole match. I'm planning how I'm going to get there. Literally, when he was about to win, close to the end of the match, close to the last changeover when they sit down and get a drink of water, I literally jumped out of my seat, busted out over fences, went through VIP, went through an area where I couldn't even get a ticket because those were for the corporate sponsors only, and parked myself in the place that I needed to be fast. The stadium's not that huge, but believe me, it's not that small either. And anyways, you think this girl got it? Yes, she did. And I went actually to my tennis club right before this to go get it and show you guys. Can you see that? That's him. That's his signature, whatever, right there. Okay? How did I get that? Because I decided. What do you want in this business? Have you decided? What could have happened to me then? Maybe could have gotten in, thrown into French jail, but that's no big deal. Gotten taken off by security, embarrassed my family, ruined the rest of our trip. I don't know. A lot of things could have happened, but I would have regretted it if I didn't at least go and try. Okay? So what are you doing? Are you committed fully? is, are there things that you're holding back on that you need to do to get into the mode, to decide, okay? Next example of have you decided to be a professional versus an amateur. Who out there has read GoPro? GoPro by Eric Worre. I had read it but forgotten about this part, but Dawn, because she's awesome sauce, reminded me. He says in there, you know, I can tell if you're a professional or an amateur by looking at your calendar. How many out there of you are working from a calendar? And when I say calendar, I mean a legit calendar. If you don't have one yet, go Google Anita Myron calendar. Girlfriend is legit, 2 times top 10. And what she does is, so she's got her whole calendar, and you need one too. When are you running? Every month. Your free eating group, your challenge group, your Coach Basics group, whatever, what have you. Are you having that calendar? And also, have you published that calendar for the year for your team? So they know that they can, you know, pop people into your challenge group, so they can put people into your Coach Basics training, so they can do all those things. Are you a professional or are you an amateur? Be really real with yourself here, because this is the basic level of what you're going to need to be really successful at this. And P.S., you're going to have to do this over and over and over again. And you might not be successful for the first month, 2 months, year, year and a half, 2 years. It could take a while. But I guarantee that you need to be consistently showing up. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? You have done the hard work. You have done the hard work. You have been consistent. You have gotten the battle wounds. So when Big Mo comes around, Mo for momentum, you're ready. You're ready because you've been doing it every single day, day in, day out. You can roll with the punches because you are ready. You've got all that experience under your belt. You're ready. In this post that I made, I was talking about my brother because he's a big fish, and I asked him before this call. So just so you know, he's number 2 in his real estate company that he's in out here. He sold 92 houses last year for over $112 million worth of real estate. So that's a big fish. Okay, to me, that's a big fish anyway. And I asked him, I was like, I'm going to do this webinar with these other awesome coaches, but what would your advice be for how you become a big fish? And he goes, Eureka, he goes, I have done more open houses than anyone else in this company. He's put in the work. He's positive of that. My brother is 39 years old. In real estate, people, you know, people do it their whole life, but he's still confident of that fact. In a weekend, he doesn't do 1. He'll often do 4 because he has got so many listings. He's got to go from house to house. Sometimes he'll do more. Hold them open longer. You know, he's got to do what he's got to do. But he's put in the time, and that is why he's successful now. He looks like an overnight success to people because he's young, but he's been working at it really hard for 14 years. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight. You have got to put in the time and effort. So you're putting in the time and effort, right? And yes, sometimes you'll hear crickets, and like we say, even though you do that, you have to keep going with it. But you also, guys, have to be really smart. I don't know who of you guys out there have read that book called #GirlBoss, but it's a really interesting book. It talks. So this girl's 31 years old, and she literally went from dumpster diving to running a business that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And along that path, one of the things that she did was, so her store is a retail store. One of the things that she did was she ran an eBay store. And what she did was, you know, she'd buy things from thrift shops, vintage things, and then she'd resell them on eBay. On eBay. And when she was doing this, she would just pay attention to what was going on. If something didn't sell well, she wouldn't touch it again, anything like it, with a 10-foot pole. If something was good, she went and searched for more and more things like that and started the price off higher. We got to be smart, you guys, in this business. We're not just spinning our wheels to spin our wheels. So say if I asked you that question, are you posting 3 to 5 times a day? And you're like, yeah, I do that all the time. I've been doing that for years. But you're not successful yet? Something's wrong. Something is wrong. You need to fix what you are posting. Are you you're not speaking right to your avatar. You know what I mean? Like, what are the things that you're telling yourself and what are the things that you're putting out there? It's one thing to go through the motions. It's another thing to be smart. Look at those top coaches. They are all smart because they're changing it up. They know exactly what gets the most traction for them. They know what will work. They know what's important to put out there. Like, who listened to that, was it Janelle Summers? Amazeballs from this last Monday. She even knows the posts that don't get a lot of traction, but she has to do them because she knows how they're going to work for her. Professional. Professional. Okay? Next thing that you need to do is now you're consistent. You're doing this thing, all this stuff. Now is time to plan for your success. So I have a question for you. Are you really ready to onboard that coach and give them a lot of success? What do I mean by that? Do you make it really easy for them? For example, do you have a really simple Coach Basics training that you can put them through? You could use Carving Coaches, which was our freemium from our last call. You know, there's no excuses. The work has been done for you. But, you know, do you have a system to be plugged into? What was one of the hardest things for you when you came into Beachbody? I'll tell you what one of the hardest things for me has been that posting. It's probably why I talk about it so much. Well, here's an idea for you. Do you have a 30-day plan with example posts from top coaches or from yourself that say, mix in this much Shakeology, mix in this much fitness, mix in this much about yourself? Have you done that? Have you given a person that plan? Because wouldn't that make it a little bit easier? Because yes, everyone needs to find their own voice, but a lot of times people need a little help to get started, and they need training wheels, you know, and that's what it means to get someone started right, you guys. It means you have given them tools to actually be successful. Were you given those tools to actually help you be successful? And if not, no excuses, because this business is so abundant. I love how those top coaches, they share so much training. Why? Because it helps bring the people to them. But it's also because they believe in abundance. The people in here believe in abundance. We believe in giving you guys all our best stuff for free because we believe that there's more than enough out there for all of us. There's millions of people in this country, you know, and then add in Canada, so many more. And let me tell you, I even sell to people abroad, okay, because I don't believe in limits. I figure the ways out to do things. And I'm sorry if I'm breaking Beachbody rules again. I don't read all the rules. So, because I don't live like that. Okay, I apologize if I am. LaDawn is covering her face. She might have to look into rules for me again. But whatever, I find ways around. But anyways, okay, back to subject. Well, now you've gotten a glimpse into my head, okay? I don't put limits on myself. I don't allow for limits on myself. You might be wondering, what's a crazy example? And hopefully this isn't illegal again, but I will give you a crazy example of how I do this. So, Dawn is afraid because I didn't do this in our practice. So, for example, I have a friend, and I know other coaches do this too, so it couldn't be that bad, right? So I have a friend, for example, in Singapore. I had dinner with her, and when she came out here, she works for Google, and I was so excited about coaching that she got so excited about what I was doing too. And she's like, I want that stuff. I want what you're doing, you know? And she goes, and I go, you know, I didn't really say much to her about it, and I was like, I wish you could be in my group, you know. Actually, she's the one that found the way. So, okay, it wasn't even me, but, you know, she's the one that found the way. You know what she did? She was like, I have a friend here in Singapore that drinks that Shakeology stuff. She uses a freight forwarder. So she's got, like, these addresses. There's these businesses in Oregon that will, you can't do that? Are you sure? That, okay, she says stop. Well, anyways, I really don't think this is illegal, because if someone has a U.S. credit card and U.S. life, then they can, you can't do that? Dawn keeps saying no. Okay, fine, forget it. You're going to have to ask me in the community about this, because again, apparently I'm breaking rules. Okay, I better go. I'm past my time, I'm sure. But, okay, maybe that was a bad example. But the point is, if you've decided, you've decided. Stop putting limits on yourself. Now, next step is Christine. Christine's going to do a gut check with you to find out, are you dreaming big enough? Okay, that's it.
You guys, Yuriko is awesome. I know sometimes she tests the boundaries and she makes us a little uncomfortable, but the truth is, the only reason we have this webinar right now is because I made her get on a call with me to get the guy to get us the webinar right now. So she is not to be, do not underestimate that woman. She is powerful. And I just want to thank you, Yuriko, for sharing your passion with us. Like, jump over those tennis gates, everybody, because just pretend they're not there. And Dawn shared her basketball story, and Andy talked about like how to get in those bigger ponds no matter what size the fish is. So you guys are awesome. Thank you. And I'm just thanks everybody for being here. I'm gonna I'm gonna gut check you a little bit. So we're talking about big dreams and how to make those big dreams come true. But real quick, I just want to ask you, like, are you even dreaming big? Because I think that's part of the problem. A lot of times the people are like, "What's your big dream?" Like, I want to be one star by summit. I mean that's a good like goal. That's a cool plan, but that's is that your dream? What? Dreams are supposed to be huge, crazy big. So I don't know if anybody follows Shalene. Like I know we all love her. She just did a podcast and I shared it as my personal development premium so you guys can find it about are your dreams too small? And she literally talks about this. Like if you ever wonder why you're not getting anywhere, it's because you're not trying to get anywhere. Like people say that their dreams are things that they should have. And I'm not talking about entitlement. No one's entitled to anything. But if you are just like, yeah, I want to pay off my mortgage, that's my dream. That's just something you should be working towards. Your dream should be crazy huge. Like it should make you nervous. Like I don't know why you guys think you shouldn't have an amazing abundant life. That's what God wants for you. That's what I believe God wants for you. I don't know why you guys think your life should suck. It should be awesome. You should go live a big life. You should have huge dreams. Like they should be so out of this world that you almost have to fantasize about it. Like it's almost like it's so crazy unreal. Like I want to be top coach. What does that mean? I want to be 15-star diamond in multiple business centers. You want to like you need to get specific about it and it needs to be scary. Like it needs to freak you out a little bit. Like if you were to dream something so big, you would not want to put it out on Facebook because then people would know you were crazy. Well, that's what I want you to do. What? Yes. I want you guys to think of a dream that's so big that it freaks you out. Like, do you know what happens when you get scared? I know what happens when I get scared. I get an adrenaline rush, kind of like glow juice. And when you get an adrenaline rush, you start making decisions and you start moving and you start acting like if you almost get in a car accident, like someone's swerving and they're coming at you and you got to make a quick decision, you are laser focused. And that's what that kind of energy gives you. It gives you laser focus. So you need to pick a dream that's crazy big, out of this world, insane huge, and then share it with someone, share it with everyone, put it on your Facebook, put it in the New Wave community, friend me on Facebook so I can see you, put it on your Facebook wall. I want it to be huge. I want you to have that fear, that gut check so that you have to start making steps because now you have to go for it, right? You just told your crazy, scary dream to the world. The next thing I want you to think about is it should be so big that it defies those that trespass against you. What does that mean? That means people, maybe even people you love, are going to say, you can't do that. That's not possible. You can't do that. You shouldn't say that. Don't say that. Don't put that out there. Fine. Defy those people. Prove them wrong. Ignore them. But when you find those people that are like, oh yeah, no, that's cool. You should do that. Harness them. Make a mastermind with them. Build them. Create a success partner. Yeah, that's right. Find your battle buddy. You need to find those people and surround yourself with them. That's how you build yourself up. That's how you get in a bigger pond. That's where those people are. They're in that big fish pond. So that's where you want to go. It needs to be crazy, crazy, crazy big. Now, here's the thing. If you have this big, crazy dream and you want to be a top coach, but you don't know how to do it, I just saw someone post it in the comments and I was so excited. Fake it till you make it. You guys, when I was first teaching Insanity, like I knew I wanted to be in front of a big crowd. I've known for a long time that I want to teach in front of a lot of people. But when I only have one person in my class, I still pretend like I'm teaching to 1,000 people. And when it was my first class and I didn't know what I was doing, I faked it. And FYI, if you've ever done Insanity Live, sometimes I literally have to fake it because Andy used to come to my class when I lived in Colorado. He can do way more push-ups than me, but I'm like, I'm not quitting, yo. I'm the teacher of this class. I'm just gonna push through because I have adrenaline and it makes you strong and it makes you act and it makes you go. So I want you guys to fake it till you make it. Just do it and then do it and then do it. Post those crazy posts. Share those crazy dreams. Do the things you think you can't do. Do them until you can. The very last tip I want to give you guys is I want to tell you not to do something that I know you're all going to do. And it's something that I know that I do. You probably took notes, and then you're going to get off of this call. Like, I just had a crazy night. Like, my kids just got dropped off here. My husband had to go do something, and my life's about to get crazy, and I'm going to forget about this. You're not allowed to do that. You have to take your notes that you wrote down, and you have to put them into action. Don't tuck them away. Don't put them in your Super Saturday pile with all your other Super Saturday notes that you don't ever look at. Don't do it. Create a plan. Get a calendar. Do all those things that you wrote in the comments. Oh, I need to do that. Oh, I need to read that. Do it. Make a plan. And if you can't do it tonight, do it first thing tomorrow, but do it right away. Do not let this leave your brain. I want to see your dreams. I want to see you guys all in the New Wave community, okay? Friend me on Facebook. And if you guys here, look, here's the New Wave community. Woo! Check out our freemiums. They're going to come in your mail in after the talk. They're super cool. We've got personal development we're giving away. Dawn and I give you some of the scriptures because, like I said, I believe God wants us to have an abundant life, and that's a lot of what I use to fuel me. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. You guys are an awesome audience, and I'm going to pass it off. Andy, you want to talk about your freemium?
Yeah, so you guys are awesome. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us on the last Tuesday night. Mark it in your calendars. We're doing these literally the last Tuesday of every month. We're going to do a quick turnaround and come up with a topic for you guys for next month. This is Power Talk number 3. We got some big fish dreams. We're thinking of awesome things that can make you guys better, and in doing so, it makes us all better as well. So this is a free training, right? Free trainings. You guys came here to get better for free. Here's the thing. If you don't show up for free trainings, I'm sure you guys are into a lot of other free trainings too. You know, Beachbody's so good about free trainings. Don't treat the free trainings like they're free, because this information, when you put it to use, can make you hundreds or thousands of dollars, or over the course of a lifetime as a coach, you know, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. You know, maybe one idea, one connection that you made in this New Wave community could lead to a success partner that could make you $1 million. You know, so we see a lot of people come into these free trainings and then do nothing with this, or show up for a little bit. Be the big fish in the training, whatever you're at. If you're in my branding course, you know, be the big fish in the branding course, right? So on a scale of guppy to blue whale, like what kind of fish do you guys think you guys are right now? Like, if you guys post in the community, yeah, a little bit of everything. Okay, well, just imagine that you guys are all sharks right now. You know, you guys are all go-getter, killer sharks, great white sharks. You guys are the biggest fish in the pond. How would that big fish handle that training? How would that big fish handle you know, going after the rest of Team Cup for this month? You know, doesn't matter where you are now. You guys got that big fish mindset. Hopefully your paradigms are shifted. You know, start from today on, decide and be the big fish. It doesn't matter where you are, what kind of coach. Be the big fish in whatever pond you're in. And when you're a big fish, you guys find a bigger pond to go in, and then be the big fish in that pond. So that leaves, you know, what my premium is that checklist. You guys got 50 things, and then I left some room where Christine said, like, put your big, super big, crazy, scary ones there. And it might take you a couple of years to cross some of those off, but they're on your list, and you got big fish dreams, you're going to go get them. We've got some loads of good stuff. We do have what made us think like big fish. Okay, so this is the special one just for you guys, because you guys were cool enough to hang out with us live. You guys get us the, you know, all this cool stuff. You guys make us better, interact with us in the chat. You guys give us energy. So we've compiled of like, hey, when we started out, this was the personal development things. These are the things that made us have the mindset that got us to this point. So I know you guys like to come to these talks, hear what we have to say. This is what made us tick. This is what made us get to here. And that is we've compiled all the lists. So if you guys want to follow our footsteps, if you guys want to swim with us upstream, we're telling you exactly how we did that. And then Eureka gave you her roadmap. So her big fish dreams, like, kind of like, she just lays it down, like what you need to do, what you need to decide. You guys can find all of that on our website at newwavepowertalks.com. If I did it right, there should be a button right on the front there. So I did a little bit on the fly. So go to newwavepowertalks.com. Should be right one big fat button, and you should get everything right there. Put your email in, and then download all that stuff. Here's the other thing too. There's a link for Facebook groups. So if you're still not in that, like, you guys got to get in that. It's some good stuff. Yep, New Wave. Yep, still there. And then right on the front thing, newwavepowertalks.com. There's a link there too. So we're gonna open it up a little bit of Q&A. I don't know if you girls have, if you guys want to hop on and see some questions.
I know there's a lot of question. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Okay, cool. I can never tell if I really unmuted. There's a question like about that whole Shakeology overseas. So I apologize for cutting Yuriko off. I just want to, I know that there's a lot of question in the thread. There was some good information that was shared, and I'm assuming that it was from an FAQ. It looks like FAQ type material. I know the person that I was dealing with was in Germany, and she ordered directly from Beachbody, and Beachbody shipped it. It was a customs issue. Germany is really tight, so it's not necessarily, yeah, can you find ways around stuff and like send things in your own flat rate boxes and do whatever, like, but it ends up being a country issue, not necessarily a Beachbody issue. So anyway, I just want to.
Okay, so I will say back, I'm going to say what this was, and I do not think it was illegal because it's not like I was getting this stuff and shipping it in boxes. I will give
No,
you.
I just want to let people know, though, there is some FAQ in the thread. We're not going to
Okay,
like go back.
so I will say this first, before you do any crazy ideas by me, because we know, I think a little different. Go check the FAQ, okay? But then I will tell you what happened. So my friend was dying for this stuff. And she had another friend already in Singapore that was getting it too. And her friend told her, I just use this company in Oregon that sends me stuff. I think they use it for, Singapore is a really, really expensive country. And I think they use it for a lot of things, just maybe anything that they order. It's like, say they order anything online in the U.S. that doesn't get shipped internationally. So they use one of these companies. Oregon's a really good one because if you guys know, like, they don't charge tax even on like Shakeology and stuff like that, which is a lot of money, you know. So anyways, so then that company will send them. But I think that they're legit because the company would close down if they didn't do like customs forms and things like that properly. Especially like a country like Singapore is Big Brother Central. Singapore is crazy. Like their laws are, I mean, I don't know that I would have jumped over the things in Singapore because they would friggin' really put you in big trouble. Maybe I would have. But I mean, I don't know. It depends. But anyways, but anyhow, so that is that. Okay, let's ask some real questions.
I got a question from Kelly McConkey on our Facebook group. She asked, how do you get your coaches interested in personal development? And how do you like onboard them to get them? Like, how do you make them want it? So if you guys... Eureka's kind of shocked me. What do you guys say?
Dude, the biggest thing is to be doing it yourself and then share what you're doing. I mean, as Eureka's got Christine and I reading and listening to so many audiobooks and books. Like when I say I'm halfway through the Lewis Howes book, which I was loving, Eureka's like, you need to listen to this one and you need to read that one. I froze. Oh, there I am. And because she's doing it, and like she's not even my coach, I'm like, well, Eureka's doing that, and things are working in her business, and her brain keeps going. So like the first thing, dude, totally do it. And if there's a book or something that you really believe in, like send it, share it. Like I know I sent Christine a book that I'm like, you need to read this book. Like this book will change your life. Send it, share it, do those things. So anyway. Go ahead, you guys take it.
And for me, like I love it so much that actually when I've decided I give that to me as a treat. It's like you have to complete everything that you have to do today and then you get to listen to more because I love it so much. But what I do, for me, it's part of my onboarding with people, and it's actually part of the live freemium for tonight. So you'll see like 3 of my favorite calls that National Wake Up calls that I have my clients, or not clients, my new coaches listen to because I feel like that'll get them in the right mindset for things. So that's one of the very first things that I recommend that they do. Okay.
One thing I would say too is, recruit big fish too, and believe in yourself enough where you are worthy enough of recruiting a big fish. Because so many people just try to, you make your fish a really small fish when you recruit them. You're like, hey, it's okay. You get your fee waived, and then you can be a discount coach so you can get it cheaper. And it's all about a value proposition rather than, hey, this opportunity can change your life. So when I talk about going for those stories, you need to share some stories about how coaching can significantly change your life and how your personal development's been better. And then if you're starting to recruit big fish, if you're going after your chicken list, the people you're scared to talk about, because why would they ever be interested in something like this? They got stuff going on. Well, this stuff is pretty an amazing opportunity whether you need it desperately or you got stuff going on. People give up big time careers for this all the time. And if you have that big fish mindset that, hey, you're the perfect coach to lead them to get even bigger stuff, then people are going to naturally want to do that. So
okay. Next question that I see in the chat. So Lindsay, hey Lindsay. Lindsay was in Andy and I's diamond training. She said, how do you keep coaches engaged after initial training? My coaches always seem to fizzle out. So I would say a couple things to this. One thing that I would say, which I really liked from this last week's National Week of College and Alzheimer's, is she was like, you've got to run with the willing, right? I really like that saying. Like, you do have to run with the willing. But given that said, I also think you need to do two things. I know you, Lindsay, are extremely consistent. So are you being really consistent out there? One example that I actually just started, and my New Wave buddies are so excited that we're going to be doing this, is I put a Google tracker for us for all the things that we need to be doing every single day. It's like power of 3 plus stuff about coaching plus about this plus about that, blah, blah, blah. And it's visible because it's a Google Doc, right? So it's visible. And then the people that you are trying to motivate will see what you are doing. If you are showing up every day and showing them what they're doing, I think that would be really powerful. So one, it's how you show up. And then two, I would also say, are they getting that success? Are you helping them in such a way that they're able to get that little bit of taste of success fast? Because when people have that, it'll change things for them, right? It'll change their mindset, it'll change their thinking, it'll change their belief. And so those would be my tips. I don't know if anyone else has tips about people that fizzle.
No, because I'm still learning.
Something that I'm not good at, but Andy's really good at, and that's why I'm so blessed to have him on my team because I can see him do it, is recognition, that fourth behavior that they need, that they're adding, the fourth vital behavior. Mm-hmm. Anytime your coach has even like a little success, like let's say they sold a program or they ran a free clean eating group or whatever, if you're on a team page or something, call them out, shout them out, cheer them on. You're your coach's biggest fan, and Andy's a really good example of that, and that's, I think, why his coaches are so committed to him. So make sure you're recognizing them, even if they're not in training anymore, for whatever small successes that they're having. For sure, that helps keep them engaged. Anybody else? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I got nothing. I'm working on it.
You got a lot. You're like a big fish.
I've got a lot of ideas on that, but that's an area that I'm absolutely struggling with, and that's why this community has been so huge and such a blessing. Like, guys, you're asking us questions because we set ourselves up as big fish, right? Like, this is the whole thing. We said we know stuff, and we're not going to make things up if we don't know it. But yeah, I'm totally learning from all of you, and I love the videos that you guys put. I steal them. Well, I don't steal them. You gave them to us, but I use them. Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, I have the same issue there with coaches.
Okay, another question from Cynthia Flores. She goes, am I approaching this right? I personally have a thyroid issue which makes losing weight suck. LOL. And other medical restrictions to not go into detail with. But anyways, she was saying that she has gotten some real feedback from people, but I have people saying, well, you're not fit. First of all, those people are mean.
People actually said that?
People are haters. People suck. You don't need those people, number one. Let's just put it
You don't need those people. They're mean.
Those are baby fish.
Those people aren't even in the fish bowl. They're like lapping up for air on the ground because they can't swim, so they're trying to pull you out of the pond with them. But But so the thing is, absolutely. Have you seen Coach Tulin? She is such an amazing inspiration. She's plus size coach, and and a lot of coaches have thyroid issues. A lot of coaches have medical issues, and they share about them. But when you're real about your journey and you're sharing about your struggles. Like I did a post that I was really embarrassed about this last week about I have a cold right now. It was so sad. It ruined my Shakeology story because I had never gotten sick. Well, why did I get sick? Not because I'm not drinking Shakeology, but because of having too much sugar in 1.5 days, which my Shakeology couldn't fight off, did do its immunity job for me in flu season with that. When I did that post, I got a lot of really nice responses, and when I do kind of some follow-up things, because some of them are private, but people really appreciate when you're real. So I would say share what you struggle with. Those mean ones, bye-bye. Bye-bye. We don't need you.
Absolutely, and I know Katie Tyndall responded there, but talk about all of the things that Shakeology's done for you. Shakeology isn't about getting you in shape and making you lose weight. I mean, and in Shakeology, they tell you all the time, it is not a weight loss shake. You know, it's a meal replacement. Yes, a lot of people lose weight using it because of all of the other benefits of it, but you know, talk about your energy, talk about the fact that you're still going and that you're on your journey. And yeah, if they are that negative, like, I'm sorry, I don't, it's probably wrong, but I don't want to work with those people. So just find more. Keep going for more no's.
So I think it'd be cool for everybody in the community to post what's the couple big fish things that you guys are going to do in the next couple of weeks. So it lives on the internet, right? Like that's in our Facebook group. We're going to be able to reference that. What are the stories you're going to go for? And what are the things you're going to execute? So something that's right in front of you, what are you going to knock out of the park like a big fish and then be able to have that story for the rest of your Beachbody career? And then I thought we could lead by example and kind of go around the four of us. What are the things that we got right in front of us? And we'll be accountable to that. We'll report on how we did coming into the next talk. So I'll start. My Teen Cup team, I went long shot. I said, hey, making a bid to win the Teen Cup, and we're still in it to win it. We're right outside the top 10. I think we're 9 points outside the top 10. We're sitting there 21st place. So huge shout out to my team who's making this huge push right at the end. Camille and Jackie are right on the brink of diamond, which would be a huge windfall of points. And a lot of that was brought on because of the New Wave community. You guys, we came together, share our best stuff for free. Like something amazing like that can happen because of this. And you know, we're hanging with the big fish, right? Everybody has to play with the same rules on Team Cup. It doesn't matter if I made $1 million or if I just started a coach. Like everybody can have 1 diamond and 4 emeralds, and it's all the same rules. So here we are, making my big fish dreams. Would love to do it just to, you know, do it for the people. I don't know, do it because I needed that for me. You know, I would love that story to tell of, hey, a coach less than a year was able to hang with the big fish. We're in 21st place. It's, you know, we're getting in deep in the month. I'll be disappointed if we don't finish top 10. We got a plan to get to top 10. So shout out to my team. Shout out to the New Wave Mastermind too, because you guys made me better. You guys gave me the courage to even call that shot for sure. So I'll report next month how we did. Keep looking for New Wave Power Talks on that first page of the leaderboards, but we are still in it to win it. So Christine, you want to go next?
I love that. I love that goal. You guys, seriously, that's what I'm talking about. Make a big, scary goal and then tell people that you made a crazy, big, scary goal. And then even if you don't meet it, like, he's probably going to win because Andy doesn't, like, Andy just crushes goals. It's like his thing. But even if you don't, look how good he did. Like, he got, it was crazy. So that's number one. So my goals, just real quick, my little first quick stories. I'm gonna make a vision board because John just told me just now that I'm doing that, and I'm also gonna make a calendar. And if you guys have any idea how crazy I am, I think you guys figured it out. I stood on a horse. I'm a little nuts. My life's crazy. I'm a mess. I'm like super disorganized. So I need a calendar, and those are two big things that I actually think are kind of huge for me, and I'm really excited. But mostly, I'm gonna be 2-star diamond by Summit. So see you at the party. Yo. Hit it, Dawn. Battle body.
I missed. I was playing in the website, and what am I reporting on? Scary goals
Big fish
or just
story.
goals? My next big fish story, well, it's not a secret. My success partner is Christine, so we've been talking some scary goals a little bit. And guys, just so you know, like literally, like I met Eureka and Christine via this group, like literally at the end of December, 2 weeks before our very first call, and I knew Andy just through a Facebook group. So guys, like you can find success partners out there, but find somebody that's going to push you and hold you accountable, that you can do the same for. Okay, so that aside, mine is a financial goal. I want to be by Summit. I want to be making $500 a week. And before I found a success partner and this group pushed me, like my goal for the year was to get to $1,000 a month. So I'm looking by Summit to get to 500. I want to be at that party with Christine because she's my friend and my partner, and I want to like whoop it up. And guys, like I'll actually wear, I've got a white dress with cowboy boots and a cute hat that I'm totally going to wear. And I won't wear this hat to that party. So that's my goal. Thanks. And I'll report, oh yes, and a vision board that I told Christine we're making this week.
Just now on the call.
I love it.
Tell me that.
I love it. I love it. So, well, I really like that goal, so I want that one too. About 2-star by 7, so we can all go to the party together. And my other goal, if I'm not lying to myself, is to be elite this year. And I'm not anywhere near it right now. But I know that I can hit it because I decided.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
do
I'm
this.
nowhere near my goals. I'm nowhere near 500 a week,
Yep.
and I am nowhere near
But
even
we all
one
think
star.
like Eureka, there are no gates, there are no security guards. We're just gonna go get our tennis racket signed, all right? So y'all
And
go
I'm
get your
totally
tennis
ready for
racket
French
signed
jail.
in French jail.
Yeah, I didn't actually go to French
I
jail,
know.
but
There,
I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't even thinking about it. If I had, I probably would have ended up in there. Don't think about things you don't want. Okay.
you guys
All
are
right.
awesome. Thank you so much for being on this call. We love you guys. Amazing. We let him
Thank
go.
you.
Goodbye. Anything else? Anyone?
Andy's muted.
Oh, why are you muted?
Or is he not? I don't hear
I'm
him.
sorry, I was totally muted. Yeah, but go post your scary goals in the community. We're going to check those all month. We're going to hold you accountable. You guys are big fish. Go think like big fish. Drop that small fish mindset. We believe in you. You guys go grow your dreams. That's my thing. Dream big, like big fish. Go swim upstream. Thank you for coming to this talk. We really appreciate all of you.
Dream big.
Woo.
Boom, drop mic.
Not ending it. Not ending the meeting for anyone.